They walked with Jesus, spread his message, and changed history. But their fates? Absolutely brutal. This is how all 12 apostles met their end. Peter, the leader of the apostles, was arrested in Rome under Emperor Nero. Knowing what was coming, he didn't beg for mercy. He embraced it. But before his execution, Peter made one final request. "Crucify me upside down. I'm not worthy to die like my Lord." The Romans granted his request. Hanging upside down, blood rushing to his head, he endured an agonizing death. A brutal end, but one he chose willingly. Andrew, Peter's brother, faced a similar fate. In Greece, he was sentenced to die on a cross. Not a traditional one, but an X-shaped cross, now known as St. Andrew's Cross. Unlike others, he wasn't nailed. He was tied up, making his suffering last longer. For 2 full days he hung there, refusing to give in, still preaching to those around him until he finally took his last breath. James, one of Jesus' closest disciples, was the first apostle to be martyred. King Herod Agrippa saw him as a threat and ordered his execution. But here's the twist. One of his accusers was so moved by James' courage that he converted to Christianity and was executed alongside him. With one clean swing of the sword, James was beheaded, marking the first bloodshed among the apostles. John is the only apostle who wasn't brutally killed. But that doesn't mean they didn't try. The Romans attempted to boil him alive in oil, but he survived. Since they couldn't kill him, they exiled him to the island of Patmos, where he wrote the book of Revelation. He eventually died of old age, outliving all the other apostles. He witnessed their suffering and was the last man standing. Philip traveled to modern-day Turkey, where he fearlessly preached the gospel, but the local authorities weren't having it. He was arrested and sentenced to death. Some sources say he was stoned, but the most accepted account says he was crucified upside down. As he hung there suffering, he continued to preach, turning his own execution into one final sermon. Bartholomew. Bartholomew's fate is one of the most horrific. In Armenia, he converted a king to Christianity. The king's brother? Not happy. As punishment, Bartholomew was skinned alive, literally peeled to death. And if that wasn't enough, they beheaded him afterward. His gruesome death became a symbol of extreme faith in the face of torture. Thomas, the one who doubted, ended up traveling the farthest, reaching India. There he spread Christianity, but local rulers saw him as a threat. A group of men ambushed him, driving a spear through his body. The same man who once doubted Jesus' resurrection now died for his faith. No doubts left. Matthew, the former tax collector, was spreading Christianity in Ethiopia when he was killed. Some accounts say he was stabbed, others say he was beheaded. Either way, he paid the ultimate price for his faith, dying as a martyr in a foreign land. James, known as James the Less, was preaching in Jerusalem when religious leaders turned on him. They dragged him to the top of the temple and threw him off, but he didn't die immediately. As he struggled on the ground, they finished him off with a club to the head. His own people rejected him and killed him. Jude, also called Thaddeus, was spreading Christianity in Persia, but his message didn't sit well with the rulers. He was captured and beaten to death with clubs. He was known for his powerful preaching, but in the end, his words cost him his life. Simon the Zealot was known for his fiery passion, but his fate, unclear. Some say he was crucified, others say he was sawn in half. Either way, he was executed for spreading the gospel, meeting a gruesome end like the others. And then there's Judas. After betraying Jesus for 30 silver coins, he was consumed by guilt. He tried to return the money, but it was too late. Unable to live with what he had done, he hanged himself. His name became forever linked with betrayal, and his fate, one of self-destruction. No one willingly dies for something they know is false. These men didn't just believe in Jesus. They saw him, walked with him, witnessed his miracles, and they were willing to suffer and die rather than deny what they knew to be true. If Jesus was a myth, if the resurrection never happened, why didn't even one of them break? Not one of them recanted. They chose death over denial because they knew he was real. He was the Son of God.